Alright, let's look at the homework 3.3, problem number 10. Alright, so looks like demand X is written in terms of price P. So X is equal to 4,000 over 0.2 P plus 1. Alright, so we want to find the derivative. So let's do that first. Alright, so we just need to take the derivative. So we have, so if you want, we can apply quotient rule on this guy. So let's do that. Alright, so first square the bottom. Actually, 4,000 is in the is a constant, so I'll just put that in front. 4,000. Alright, then you have square the bottom, so you have 0.2 P plus 1 squared. Right, so that part is easy. So since 4,000 is pulled out, so the numerator is just going to be 1. So derivative of 1 is actually 0. Derivative of the top times the bottom, so I'll just write that. It's not going to really matter, but I'll just write that, minus the top is 1, then multiply by the derivative of this guy. Alright, if you want, we can just take the, actually I'm going to just multiply this out. So you have 0.2 P plus 1 squared. Right, is what if you multiply it out, so this guy's square would be 0.04 P plus 0.4, actually P squared times P, and 1 square would be 1. Right, so derivative of that is going to be, I put 2 in front, so it's a 0.08 P plus 0.4. Alright, so we have that. Then we just need to simplify. So here, this 0 times anything, so that's going to be 0, so I'm going to just scratch that out. Alright, then you have a negative sign, so I'm going to just put that in front. So it's a negative 4,000 times, alright, so you're going to have 0.08 P plus 0.4, right? Then the denominator stays the same, 0.2 P plus 1 squared. Alright, so to make it look a little bit better, what I would do is I'm gonna use I'm gonna multiply top and bottom by maybe 100. So that I don't have to see these decimals, so 100 here. Alright, that way I can cancel 2 zeros there and the 100, right? Then you will get this, right? Negative 40 in front, then 100 times 0.08, so it's going to be just 8P, and the plus, and 0.4 times 100 is actually 40, right? So then denominator stays the same, 0.2 P plus 1 squared, right? Actually there's 8 in common, so I'll pull that out. So it's going to be negative, so 8 is pulled out. 8 times 40 would be negative 320, right? So we have just P, and if you pull out 8 from 40, so that would be 5. Then all over 0.2p plus 1 squared. Alright, so let's type that in. Alright, so we got negative, let's see, so fraction, negative 320 times p plus 5, and on the bottom we have quantity 0.2p plus 1 squared. Alright, so let's check the answer. Alright, I got that one wrong. Let's see. Alright, let's look at the homework 3.3, problem number 10. Alright, so we want to find the derivative of this function with respect to p. Alright, so let's do that. Alright, so first I would just pull out 40, so 4,000. So 4,000 is just constant, so I'll just put that in front. Alright, so then I'm going to use the quotient rule. Alright, first square the bottom, so you have 0.2p plus 1 squared. Alright, so 4,000 is pulled out, so numerator is 1. So derivative of 1 is 0 times the bottom, which is 0.2p plus 1 minus top is 1 times derivative of 0.2p plus 1 is 0.2. Right? Then we can, so let's see, so this 0 times anything is 0, so I'll just scratch that one out. Alright, then I'm gonna actually multiply, so I don't want to have a decimal number, so I'm gonna multiply top and the bottom by 10. Alright, so that way I don't have to see a decimal number, and you can see that I can scratch one of the 0 and the 10 on the bottom. Alright, so we will get this, so 400, right? Then you have negative 0.2 times 10 is 2. Then you have this denominator 0.2p plus 1 squared. Alright, so this is going to be just to multiply out, so it's a negative 800 divided by 0.2p plus 1 squared. Right, so let's type it in. Alright, so we got negative 800 divided by 0.2p plus 1 squared. Right, so let's check the answer. Right, so we got that. Right, part B, find the demand and the instantaneous rate of change of demand with respect to price when price is 20. Write the brief interpretation of these results. Alright, so P is 20, so here is the instantaneous rate of change, so we just have to plug x equals 20. Right, so we can have, so derivative is dx over dp, then we plug in x equals 20. Right, so this is going to be equal to negative 800 over, alright, so if you plug in 20 here, so 0.2 times 20 is 4. So 4 plus 1, so it's a 5 square, so 25. Right? Then we know that this is going to be, let's see, negative. Alright, so let's say 800 divided by 25 would be 32. Right, so this is negative 32. Demand is, oh actually sorry, we have to find the demand first. I didn't do that. Alright, demand is just the x of 20, which was 4,000 over 20 plug in. So again, 2 plus 2 times 2, so it's 5. Right, so that's 800. Right, so demand is 800. Right, so put that in 800. Right, check the answer. Right, we got that. And the instantaneous rate of change, we found that to be negative 32. Right, so put that in negative 32. Right, put that in. Right, good. Alright, then write a brief interpretation of these results. At the price level of $20, the demand is 800 DVD players per week, and demand is let's see, so negative, so it's decreasing at the rate of 32. Let's see, so X DVD player per dollar. Alright, so let's check the answer. Alright, then use the result of part B to estimate the demand if the price is increased to 21. Alright, so you can see that it's gonna let's see, the demand is gonna decrease by 32 DVD players per dollar, right? So originally at 20 you have 800, right? Then if you increase the price by $1, it's gonna the demand is gonna decrease by 32, right? So it's 800 minus 32 is 768. So let's check that if price is increased to 21. Right, so we got that, and that's it. I hope that this was clear.